Morning everyone, thanks for joining us this morning for this add-on showcase. We're really excited to be bringing this series of videos to the Australian market, and we're kicking off this morning with the hospitality industry. I'm joined here online by a couple of guys. We've got Kiri from Cooking the Books. Hi there, Kiri.
Hi.
And we've got Tasman joining us from Tanda. Hi, Tasman.
Hi, Kieran. Lovely to be here.
So before we get into a bit more of these folks, I wanted to stop for a minute and just talk about what add-ons are. In the MYOB world, we build accounting software, and it's pretty good software for managing your general ledger, your transactions, your cash flow, your bank feeds, and such like. Very important parts of your business. But many of you run hospitality-focused businesses, restaurants, cafes, bars, and such like. And there's so much more to your business than just the finances. You know, for example, there's your kitchen. You've got a chef or looking after that side of things, the menu, the food, ordering and suppliers. You've probably also got a lot of staff, wait staff, maybe a couple of baristas who look after the coffee machine and such like. And you need to work with them around their times, the costs, and of course, we all like to be paid, so looking after payroll. So there's a huge component of your business that's outside of the realm in my way. Add-ons come into play, and we're talking today to these guys about how do they help your business, particularly in that hospitality sort of space. So I'm going to start with Kiri. We'll cut over to Kiri and say, Kiri, you're from a company called Cooking the Books, and I love that name, such a great name. Can you just give us a quick rundown of what is Cooking the Books?
So Cooking the Books is a kitchen management software. It looks after everything that you need to do in the kitchen, from your recipe management to inventory control, obviously with then your orders and invoicing, stock take, everything like that, as well as nutritional information and anything else that you might come across while working back of house.
So it's the management and the structure and effectively the administration of the back of house or the kitchen aspects of the business.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Tasman, from a Tanda point of view, what is Tanda? What do they do in that sort of space?
Yeah, so Tanda turns all the pre-payroll chaos into clockwork and automates timesheets, rosters, and award interpretation. So the payroll's payroll.
So again, it's about lifting the administration burden of managing staff and making it simple for them, correct?
Yeah, so it's cutting down on things like manual entry of timesheets, the manual entry of and calculation of rosters, and then the interpretation of the different rates onto timesheets, things like Saturday, Sunday rates, overtime, to make it a lot more simple and a lot more streamlined. Yeah.
So here's two great solutions that sit alongside the accounting. Now, in the MYOB world, it's pretty easy to put numbers directly into the system, and here we've got two systems that are separate. One thing I wanted to just make a bit of a note about is that today, if you're using the MYOB cloud software, it's actually really easy to get these systems to talk to each other. It's a matter of going into one of their systems, clicking on a button, signing in, and all of a sudden the data's flowing back and forth. Now that's a really important thing. So let's just go and ask Tasman, why is it so important to make it really easy for people to connect the two systems together, and what does it mean for for people once they are connected?
Yeah, so it's just about streamlining the entire process. So you're spending less time on administration and manual work, and more time focusing on things that make your business great. Yeah,
Kiri, is it a similar sort of thing in the sense of the kitchen? I mean, I know that, look, I invariably put an extra 0 on the end of something. Chefs are great at cooking. Are they very good at the administration of the business?
Well, normally not. Normally the chefs are completely taken out of the loop when it comes to their own cost of goods. So Cooking the Books actually allows them to see that information live, and so they have a bit more control over the price increases that the suppliers are giving them, and also what to put on special, what's cheap, what's in season, so that they actually can manage that, when at the moment they're usually completely kept out of that loop.
Yeah, fantastic. So here we have a nice, easy way to connect systems together. We're removing the pain of administration of the business and simplifying. We remove human error. We make it easier for data to flow back and forth. Now, Kiri, when we've talked in the past, there's a really neat thing that you mentioned about the live data, and when the cost of, say, avocados or bananas change, it has a real impact on the business. Do you want to just talk through a little bit of that aspect of how live data can really help a kitchen understand their profitability?
Sure. So cooking the books doesn't do what a lot of systems do, where it limits to a buying list that is at a reduced price. We use your own pantry list of whatever you want to order. So in order to help you save money, we then use live data that notifies you as soon as you receive an invoice that's affected a recipe and pushed it over your desired food cost limit, so that you know that you need to act on that recipe, whether you just sell it out and don't put it back on, if you increase the price, if you just change something, so things like seasonal veg, if it doesn't say specifically what that vegetable is on the dish, you can change that to something else so that you are making the most money possible from each sale.
Nice. Nice. So it's giving you actual insight into the business, helping you find things. I know also you've mentioned historically something called waste management. Do you want to talk through that side of it?
Sure. So we keep record of all the wastage. We don't take it out of the food cost because you're obviously still paying for that, and you could make a lot more money than what you've actually paid for those goods if you had sold them. So it's a record and it's a reason for a high food cost, but it's definitely not an excuse. But it means that you can keep track, especially the reasons and the people behind wastage. So if you happen to have a really clumsy staff member, or perhaps an apprentice in training, you can show them exactly how much money every time they accidentally stuff up a recipe, what that actually means in terms of dollars, as well as keep track of all that for your financial records.
So it's a really great way of bubbling up almost hidden information to the surface, so that the chef or the business owner, or as you mentioned, even at times the staff, the apprentice, they can understand the cost to the business of their actions and make better decisions. Tanda, or Tasman from Tanda, how easy is it to get the staff using the products? Historically with timesheets, you're writing stuff down. How does Tanda go around making it simple to capture that information?
Yeah, we make it so incredibly simple. So we actually have brought along one here. So we've got a time clock, which is a modified Android device that will actually, as part of the subscription, that employees use to clock in and clock out. They actually put their 4-digit PIN and they will clock in, and it'll actually take a photo. So there's a live camera feed. So it'll take the data of when they've clocked in, their start time, take that photo and upload it into their cloud account. So when they clock out, that's it. It's your timesheet automated. You never have to worry about manual administration again.
So that's mitigating some of the risk around staff, correct? It's making sure that it's actually Kieran clocking in like he should be doing and not someone else clocking on my behalf and actually clocking at the right times. What sort of benefits have you seen from this? I know there's some sort of strange behavior that goes on with that. You want to talk through some of that? Yeah,
so, I mean, staff love it, for starters, because we never encourage it, but it always turns into a weekly selfie competition to see who can pull a funny face. But really, more seriously, it's around timesheet integrity. So it's around knowing that the staff clock in at the right times, and you pay people for what they've worked, not what they haven't. So, we do some pretty cool things around, because we set up rosters, we tell people when they're and where they're working. So if they haven't clocked in until 9:10, you can send that person a text message saying you're late to work, and the manager as well, so they know they can act proactively, start to look for someone else to replace them.
Yeah, that makes it much easier for people to understand and to use if you're using technology they're familiar with. Curie, we know that often chefs aren't necessarily the most technology savvy people, and I can say that because my brother is a chef. How are you finding them embracing technology in the kitchen? Does it mean new stuff for them, new skills? Are they fine with it?
Yep, so normally when chefs first come on board, they do have that fear of the unknown, and it is a large system, so it's always baby steps when they first get started, and it's usually the little things that they love the most. So we've got a big green button that lets them set a desired spending limit, and that counts down every time that they receive an order, so it lets them budget their weekly spend and see how they're going. And over time, they grow to love it. They can start to do things like pull out reports. They get all this information. Normally chefs get a bonus if they reach their targets, so it actually gives them that information to let them know how they're going, whether or not they're going to reach their food cost goals, and it gives them the ability to act upon it, whether it's just push off an order for a couple of days so that they can get under 30% for that month. It gives them that option when at the moment all they're doing is getting a food cost report after the end of the month, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. Is there any special technology that's needed, or does it just run on any computer? I know it's browser-based, correct?
Yes, it's browser-based, so it runs on any computer, and there's a mobile version of the site, so you can use it on an Android or an Apple device, and it will just divert itself to the mobile version, so you can actually do your stock take as you're walking around the kitchen.
So how much, sorry, one of the questions I was going to ask was around support, because as you mentioned, when people are coming on board and Cooking the Books is such a big program because it needs to touch so many parts, how do you train people? What's the onboarding process for people getting up to speed and just knowing, hey, I need help with this piece? What sort of support do you have?
Sure, so we help everyone set up and upload their pantry sheet. We've got a whole bunch of how-to videos that take you step by step through how you need to do the basics. As well as obviously email and telephone support. So we are quite used to people calling us quite a bit when they get started. They have lots of little questions. They forget where to go to do something. They know it's in there somewhere, but they can't remember how to get there. So we're used to having people calling us quite a bit when they get started. And then over time, sort of after 3 months, you just don't hear from them ever again.
Yeah, they get up and running, they get familiar with it, and they're away laughing. Tasman, how about Tanda as well, getting people up to speed?
Yeah, so we know that there's no point in building a great system if people don't know how to use it and they don't enjoy using it. So we've got a strong emphasis on making it very user-friendly, very intuitive. We also have a dedicated implementations team that will sit down, we'll go through your roster, we'll build it within Tanda, we'll set up your payrolls, and if something does go wrong, then you can always give us a call, you can always email us. We have a live chat function, so if you're ever on the site and need help, you can talk to us directly. Don't even need to call. So reducing that friction and making sure you get help as fast as possible.
Yeah, the great thing with that live chat is we actually borrowed it off their website and put it on our add-on site too. It's on the MIB site, it goes directly from there too, and it's a great way to get some support and help there. Hey guys, one other question we get quite a lot of is, business, and both of these products are about saving businesses time and mitigating risk, but also saving them money. Cost is a huge important factor in businesses making decisions around new products. Let's go to Tanda. Tasman, what does it cost to run the product in my business, and is there any extra cost for those clocks and things that you talked about?
Yeah, so traditionally if you went out in the market to find something like this, the business owner would have to fork out thousands of dollars just to get started, just to get the devices to be able to automate that. We're able to do it with no setup costs whatsoever, and we only charge $25 per location and $1 a week per employee. $25 a week per location, $1 a week per employee. So if you're a restaurant, 20 staff, $45 a week, that's it, nothing else. No cost for text message, no cost for the actual device. We send it out for free. We support it for free, we maintain it for free, and we get you going for free as well.
Excellent. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Nice and easy to get on board. And Curry, how about Cooking the Books?
So Cooking the Books is a monthly subscription of $120 per month. So that includes all the support, startup fees, everything like that, all in that subscription. And that easily pays itself off, especially if you're doing more than $1,200 per week in revenue, because then that's just a 10% food cost saving, which we can easily do. And a lot of people are wasting at least $120 per month in food cost wastage.
Yeah, and I think the great thing about both Cooking the Books and Tanda is because it's software as a service, you can sit down at the end of each month and say, is this system saving me time and money? And the answer most usually is, well, yes, that's why we're here, because we can save you that time and money. You can focus on the things that make your business great.
Exactly, and that's the thing I love about this whole space is we are bringing new partners into your business who will actually make a real tangible business difference and save you money. And as Tasman just said, you can sit down each month and look at it and even just ring them up and say, hey, look, how is this helping my business? How is it impacting? And see the beauty as well, and we've got this for you today, is because they're both online, they're both putting some offers out there for you too. So there are actually some free trials online. So you can get up and running, try it in your business and see how it works. Does it actually work for you? And get on board and have a chat. It's not going to cost you anything to get them connected. That's also the beauty of the MYB cloud platforms. We make it so much simpler for you to bring these other tools into your business life, ultimately making your business life easier. Well, Thank you very much, Kiri from Cooking the Books, for joining us this morning. And Tasman all the way from Brisbane, and Tanda joining us as well. Great to have you both joining here for that. We're doing more of these videos over the next little while, unpacking other areas of business life as well. Directly below this video are the links through to the websites and the add-on sites for both of these guys. And we'll be sending an email out shortly that will have some more information about the offer there for you. So do go ahead, let them know you saw this video, and all the best with your businesses.